Hey everybody, today we're in Bishopville, South Carolina, and we are at the Pearl Fryar Topiary Garden. It's one of the most beautiful places in South Carolina you can visit, and I highly suggest coming out here if you can. So we're gonna walk around and see all the beautiful topiaries like you see behind us, and look at some of the art as well. So you ready?
Yeah. Tina, you want to get in the video?
And so behind us is Tina. We just met her today. She's also out here looking at the garden. What you think?
I think it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
And I was really excited that we got to meet Pearl himself.
Yes, so you'll see that later in the video. So, but anyway, you were excited to look around too?
I'm very excited to look around.
So as you come into town, you can start seeing the signs for the Pearl Fryar Topiary Garden. And that is it up there on the left. So whenever you come to this sign right here, this lets you know that you are at the Pearl Fryar Topiary Garden, and it is on Broad Acres Road in Bishopville, South Carolina. It's just like a magical wonderland is back there. So whenever you first get to the garden, you'll see that lot that's across the road. That's where you can park your cars at. And then you'll walk across the road and you'll see this white little bench right here. Well, it's not a bench, it's a bridge. And then you'll come to this over here, and it's got all the brochures in it that tells about the garden. And you can also sign the guest book, letting them know that you came. And over here you see that there is a donation box, so you can make donations to the garden. And if you're interested in making any donations, here's the address. And as you can see, it's also on the Eastern South Carolina Heritage Region Certified Heritage Site. And as you can see, the artwork starts out here at the road. And this is really cool. It says, "I love you," and it has some golf balls in it and some upside down planters. And there's also a little gnome over here. And over here you'll see some of the topiary. I just love how beautiful it is. It's so whimsical. There's a statue in that one. I never noticed that before. And this is really pretty. And here's some artwork underneath the tree. This love grows here. And that's some kind of dog getting some water out the fountain. And if you need it, there is a bathroom here. It's back there in that building. How you like your shirt you got on today?
It's good.
I know. So Mom's gonna tell us what this little dog is made of.
The little dog is made out of plow parts. These took and got somebody to weld them all together. But each one, it stands for attachment that goes on a plow to plow the garden.
It's like a tractor?
A tractor. Attached to the tractor.
See, that's why you need to always carry some people that's older than you with you so they can tell you what this stuff is, because I had no clue. So anyway, as I was saying earlier, the bathrooms are back here. And you see this beautiful, beautiful topiary sculpture right here. And then you got some nice artwork down there on the ground as well. And can we just all admit, this is like the grandest entrance to any restroom around. You even have the palmetto trees lining you as you walk down the path. And the tree has peace in it. Then you have all kind of sculptures back there. And it says, this facility was erected with the support of the Lee County Council and Coca-Cola Bottling Company Consolidated, March 1st, 2012. And they have Coca-Cola bottles down there as well. And a cute little frog right there. And all kind of artwork back there. This one right here is really cool. And there's some more artwork. I'm guessing that might have been a stove or a fireplace maybe. And it's been converted into art. Maybe a potbelly stove maybe. This is super cool as well. And there's a tree with all kind of shells on it. And just in case you've never seen one before, this is a bottle tree. This is one of my most favorite things that we have in the South. And the story behind it is you place bottles on it so it'll catch the evil spirits before they go into your house. And we got 2 of them in the yard at my house, so apparently it's working. And obviously to reach the higher trees, you'd have to have something like that to get on to get up there. Oh, this is pretty. I like this tunnel. And that's beautiful. That's got a heart on it and a bird. I like that. And just in case you've never seen a fig tree, this is a fig tree.
And it's got figs on it.
It has figs on it. So that's where all your fig Newtons come from. Oh yeah, this is super cool right here. I like this. It's musical instruments. I'm pretty sure it was a fountain. You got a saxophone on there and some trumpets. You know, it just looks like something out of a fairy tale, but it's real. And this takes some serious upkeep too. So Pearl would always put special messages in all of his stuff in his yard. So this one says, "Hate hurts." And this side says, "Love and unity." And this piece right here says love. I don't have my brochure with me today, but I think that right here might be the Fishtail Tree because it kind of looks like a fishtail. There's some more golf balls over here. And this one spells out, I love you. So this right here, this is the other section of the garden. I don't think you're done just because you're away from the house. It's also over here on this side as well. And that's the parking lot over there where Mom's walking back to. And then you come across this. This is just so cool. There's a cute little globe there. That piece in the middle also says I love you. This one says Faith and has John Deere all over it. And you probably can't see it from here, but all those letters on the ground right there spell out peace. Well, love, peace, and goodwill. So maybe we'll just go by it slowly. I think that's showing up pretty good on the camera. I'm not quite sure what that is. You know, it kind of looks like those plants over there is giving a peace sign. Maybe it's just me. That's what it looks like. Those are beautiful. Whatever kind of plant they are, I like that. So as you heard earlier in the video, we did get a chance to meet Pearl again. We met him a few years ago, and he was out here riding on his gator, and he was so nice and talked to us. So he talked to us again today, so I'm gonna put that little bit of footage in the video. So that was a nice, pleasant surprise that I was not expecting. So at least you'll also get to see the man behind all this. And there is a movie about him. It's called A Man Named Pearl. It tells about his life and everything. Because he is certainly a treasure to the state of South Carolina. Oh, look at this. That's pretty cool. And since I have talked about the parking lot in the whole video, there is a sign right there that says Pearl Fryar Topiary Garden parking.
Place near your hometown. And Fort Bragg is in Fayetteville. And so I never asked for Fort Bragg. Guess what it sent me?
Fort Bragg.
Fort Bragg. Then I went to Korea and Japan and all that, you know. And I come back to Fort Hood, Texas. And I spent about 6 months at Fort Hood. And I never thought that Texas would be such part of my life. Because my sister-in-law is from Texas.
Okay.
And she grew up in Texas. And I hated the Dallas Cowboys. But then they got this ball player. And his name was Prescott. And I became a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Since you hated it?
Huh?
Since you hated it, Dallas?
And so now,
My son loves it.
so my favorite teams, I'm a sport nut, but I'm a political junkie. And so my favorite teams is the Cowboys and Kansas City Chiefs.
I see you got a color.
See, Kansas City Chiefs. And I love the Chiefs. And San Francisco. And there was a ball player for San Francisco during my time that was a receiver. And I can't think of it because no one else cut bushes the way I cut them. And now people come from all over. I used to do presentations.
Last time we was here, the old woman from California was here to look.
Yes. I think she's been here since that too. Yeah.
And so now, you know, you get to the point that people kind of expect it of you. And I reached out.
Well, they give the teachers somewhere to bring the kids. Last week there was a day of children running up and down, you know. And probably will be some next week.
Probably.
Yeah.
But it's,
and so,
I don't want to wear them out.
Okay? Yeah. Well, come back again.
All right, we will.
Yeah.
Well, you got to get out of the heat.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Well,
he likes to talk too, just like Ennis. Yeah.
Well, Ennis, we grew up.
Yeah, all three of us grew up together.
So this is the Waffle House where Pearl and his wife would come eat breakfast. And as you can see, there's topiaries in the front to this day. So I'm guessing he really liked Waffle House. Okay, so now as we roll up on into Bishopville, there's a beautiful sign over there, it's a mural. But you can look in the center of the highway and you'll still see some topiaries. So as you can see, Pearl has definitely left his mark on this town. Since Mom's talking about the motorcycles, it is Memorial Day weekend 2022. Okay, so now I'm going to get into the history of the Pearl Fryar Topiary Garden. And this particular brochure was there the last time I visited, so I picked that up. They didn't have one out there today. But I'm going to read you what it says. Anyway, it says point A is the driveway, and it says after the Fryar house was built, the first project Pearl undertook was creating a driveway. Pearl spent 10 months on his driveway doing most of the work by himself. He mixed concrete in an old wheelbarrow, poured it in sections, and hand placed each individual concrete block, brick, and stone. Concrete edgings elsewhere in the garden was done in a similar manner. B is hedgerow. It says the hedgerows frame the main garden. Pearl planted them in the early 1980s to give his family privacy. Most of the trees and shrubs in the hedges were throwaway plants from nurseries or given to Pearl by his friends. C is foundation plantings and first topiary. Soon after moving into his house, Pearl had shrubs installed around the house foundation. Pearl was not satisfied with the design. After a 3-minute lesson on topiary at a nursery, Pearl began cutting up the bushes around his house. His first topiary is a holly at the front of the house. D is driveway island, and it says Pearl created the driveway island in the mid-1980s. The short hedge is a dwarf yapon hollies. At the southern curve of the island, you can see the shrubs cut in the letters love, and the center of the fountain is a more recent addition. E is sculptures and fountains. The metal sculptures and fountains are designed and constructed by Pearl. He uses scrap metal to create his junk art. If you look closely at his sculptures, you will often see the words peace or love. Pearl is particularly proud of his piece, Hate Hurts, near the garden bridge. Well, it's near the bridge to the Garden with Message, which is the Peace, Love, and Goodwill bridge. And I'm probably saying that wrong again because I keep getting that wrong. F is the live oaks. The large mushroom-shaped trees, the square tree, and the birdhouse tree in the southwest corner are live oaks. Pearl started trimming them in the mid-1980s. The square tree was originally round, but Pearl became bored with it. It took him 4 years to grow it into a square. So as you can see, this stuff's not done overnight. It takes years of dedication. G is the Fishbone Tree. Immediately after Hurricane Hugo came through Bishopville in 1989, Pearl planted this leyland cypress. It took 7 years to grow the tree into a design often described as a fishbone. This tree is considered Pearl's signature tree and appears on the A Man Named Pearl poster and DVD cover. H is the Selling Ships junipers. Along the south hedgerow are large Hollywood junipers cut into fantastical shapes. Many people describe them as looking like sailing ships. In 1996, one of the junipers, titled Heart Within a Heart, was moved to the grounds of the South Carolina State Museum as part of its permanent collection. I is the love, peace, and goodwill. When Pearl created his garden, he wanted to have a positive message. If visitors leave the garden, the last thing they see are the 8-foot-tall letters of Pearl's message cut into the ground. Pearl hopes that all visitors take with them the message of love, peace, and goodwill. And that's how it looks. That's the aerial view of it. And it said future development. In the 1990s, Pearl realized that he did not have the time or resources to complete his plans for the children's garden behind the main garden and a wedding garden behind the garden with a message. We hope one day to make Pearl's plans become reality. So here's the history of the garden. With no previous topiary experience, Pearl Fryar started work on his garden in the early 1980s. In 1985, Pearl was awarded Yard of the Month by the Bishopville Iris Garden Club. By the mid-1990s, Pearl's garden garnered national attention and was featured in numerous newspaper and magazine articles and appeared on several television shows. The documentary film A Man Named Pearl was widely released in 2006 to critical acclaim and shown on national television. Today, visitors come from around the world to meet Pearl and to see his garden. We were just happened to get lucky today to be able to actually see him and talk to him. So, because he's been sick for a while, so don't expect that if you happen to just go to the garden. We just happen to look up to get to see him.
He also said if he couldn't come out, just enjoy the garden.
Yes.
Because he's took a lot of time to shape all that stuff up. And that's years and years of work.
Yeah, and so now they have somebody come in and he's taken over, bringing the garden back to where it was at, and there's other gardens that come and help out. Riverbank Zoo comes out, Brooklyn Gardens comes out, Moore Farms Botanical Garden comes out, so different gardens are coming out to help to try to bring this garden back to where it was at one time. And I just think that's a wonderful thing, because he took something that a lot of people would never even try to do and made it something wonderful. And I did not show the neighbors' houses, but the whole neighborhood at one time, except for like one house, would get involved in all the topiaries. And that was just like one of the most magical looking things I had ever seen in my life many years ago whenever we went for the first time, and I met him for the first time. And it just looked like something, you know, from another world. It was just so magical looking. And I just think that that's something that's a good legacy to leave.
And we got to meet him today.
Yeah, we got to meet him again today.
And his wife.
And his wife. His wife was so
and
nice.
A friend of his.
A friend of his also. So we just happened to hit luck today. So the plants. It says when Pearl bought the property, that is now his garden. It was a cornfield. There were no plants on the property. Pearl planted all the trees and shrubs you see today. Many of the plants were throwaways that Pearl rescued from the compost pile at nurseries. Pearl took the plants that were too ugly or too sick to sell and turned them into impressive topiaries. Most of the plants in the garden are junipers, hollies, leyland cypress, pines, or oaks. Pearl maintains his topiary by trimming them every 4 to 6 weeks. You would obviously have to trim them because they would just grow wild if you didn't. But it takes time. It's not a one and done thing back there. You have to keep going with it. So that was that brochure. And this right here, this might show that peace. Well, I keep saying peace, but it's love, peace, and goodwill. That might show that better. And That shows Pearl. And so on this brochure, it says Pearl Fryar just wanted to win Yard of the Month, an honor given by the local garden clubs. With a yard outside the city limits, he had to create a remarkable garden to get noticed. After he took a 3-minute topiary lesson at a local nursery, Pearl was off to do the unimaginable, transform his property into a magical living sculpture garden and tourist destination. And tourists still come. I think it's wonderful. It's a hidden gem in South Carolina, right there in Bishopville. So it says visitors to the Pearl Fryar Topiary Garden experience a place that is beautiful, whimsical, educational, and inspiring. Pearl's property contains over 300 individual plants that are complemented by his junk art sculptures placed throughout the garden.
And he did put that junk into artwork, because if you're old enough, you know what the pieces of junk in his yard is by looking at them.
Yes.
But you didn't know what the dog was.
I knew it was dog. I'd already said it was dog before you ever called me over there to tell me what it was. So anyway, I highly have to suggest going to the Pearl Fryar Topiary Garden. And I talk to a lot of people sometimes and they don't even know about it. So hopefully, if you watch this video, you'll get to see what it's about, and then you'll want to go as well.
And by chance, you might meet them.
It's possible. And they're open Tuesday through Saturday. They're closed on Sunday and Monday. And you can just go over there and get a brochure, and it's a self-guided tour of the gardens. So anyway, how'd you enjoy today?
I enjoyed it. Well, we met a lady by the name of Tina.
Tina's in the video at the beginning. Yes, Tina's at the beginning of the video because she came over. So if you see this video, thanks for being in the video, and it was so nice talking to you and meeting you. And for everybody else, if you've made it this far in the video and you watched the video and you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching.
Subscribe to it. It's free.
Yes, it is free to subscribe. It does not cost anything. You don't even have to watch the videos if you don't want to. You can just hit that subscribe button and you can maybe watch something if it interests you. I go all over the place. It's not just one place. It's anywhere my heart calls me to go, I go. So anyway, if you did watch the video, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and bye.